guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do an update / Q&A to a video I covered a couple days ago, which is all about the young Marine, the young guy who went through this nightmare of a childhood during his middle school years, picked on, bullied, all that type of thing, to really make a great comeback in his life on multiple fronts. He eventually joined the Marines, is kicking butt, but he made a lot of mistakes with the gals along the line. And this guy wrote in, wanted to update about his situation, give more answers to questions that guys had, and thank all you guys that chimed in wishing him well. And I gotta say before I get into this, guys, that video did way better than I thought. It was a 42-minute video, and statistically, those videos that long don't do as well. And also, given the subject matter, it's not as exciting as some of the other ones. But you guys are great chiming in, offering this guy congratulations, advice, and all that. A lot of you military guys chimed in, and it was really good to hear. Really do appreciate that. But anyhow, you wanted to update about some things that are going on. I'll answer some questions guys had in the comment section. So that'd be worth covering here because I really like this young guy. I really admire his perseverance and doing well. So I'm going to go through this here and let him be heard. So he says here, Dear SSM, I recently watched the video you did on me about the young Marine who went through hell and back and overcame a lot. I'm truly humbled by all the support you and your watchers have given. Well, bro, you earned it. You really have. There were some people in the comments, though, that were not so pleased with me. Welcome to YouTube, amigo. It is what it is. One commenter said I was weak-minded, which I find crazy, seeing all I went through in life, boot camp, and now recon training. But unlike the guy who wrote that comment, I read his whole comment, unlike him, and didn't even watch the full video to see how I changed. Some guys said I never learned, which I find crazy. I take full responsibility of being the reason why all my relationships never worked out. I don't hate any of my past girls, and I understand that the reason Katie did most of what she did is because of me being weak and a simp. However, what she did is still messed up and is a valuable lesson for the future. Okay, bro, first thing, do not take... This is YouTube. You're going to get trolls. You're going to get people who aren't going to watch the whole video, are going to say things. Don't just let it slide. I deal with this every day, 100 times a day from videos I've done years ago. Don't let it, just let it slide, okay? But believe me, the vast majority of guys have your back. You're a young guy. Of course you screwed up. You were young, inexperienced, and you've learned. And you're taking personal responsibility for your screw-ups, and that's all you can do. If you keep making the same mistakes over and over again, especially going forward, then it's different. But, don't worry about it. Don't let it get to you too much. You can't do stories or videos on YouTube without getting some comments and all that. But anyhow, he says that was the only thing he was responding in a way saying, stop giving me shit, guys, but pay attention. The rest of this is good. It says, the reason I'm writing a little update here is to make clear some things and fill in a little bit of the timeline and to give an insight of the military. One thing I like to say, which I should have cleared up in the first post, is about Katie. Okay, Katie's the a-hole that dumped him the night before he went to boot camp. But I said in the video, I couldn't blame her for breaking up with him because he became such a ass-kissing, simping nice guy to her. He probably just turned her off so badly. But then again, she also had another guy. I said that she'd be back if her thing with the current guy didn't work out. A lot of your viewers said it sounded like I would take her back. Hell no, I'd never take her back. I spent so much time and money and heartache with this girl who gave me breadcrumbs in return. I believe you that you wouldn't take her back, but I guarantee you she'll be back. And the reason I'm sure a lot of the guys said you'll take her back is because your past actions with girls you're really into would make them think that you would probably take her back, as a lot of guys that didn't seem to learn would. But I believe you wouldn't take her back. But I assure you, as they always come back, she'll be back when things don't work out with Soy Boy, whatever his name is. But particularly now that you're a Marine, and I'm sure you said you're on social media and she's looking at your posts and stuff like that, she's going to see you having a good life, looking good, and it's only a matter of time. But no, don't take her back. Have your fun with her. Let her reach out to you and you can get a good laugh out of it. It says here, I heard a saying that when a girl leaves for another guy and comes back because he dumped her, it's not because the girl cares about you, but because nobody cares about that girl. Well, that's exactly it. Also, as a guy that takes loyalty very seriously, leaving me out to dry as I went to boot camp is something I forgive, but I'll never forget. Exactly, man. Forgive so you're not walking around with anger in your heart, but you don't forget. And this Katie chick, I really think a lot of guys, particularly that watch this content, including me, learn things along the way in our lives about reality when it comes to them. But it usually takes that one girl or woman that really hits us hard to really see everything. Every guy had that. I had it. And that girl's name is a name that I'm sure wouldn't surprise any of you guys. I'm sure you can speculate that name, which I use often. Yep, we all had that girl. Katie is probably that girl that really opened your eyes to reality. And if that happened at 18 years old, look at look at what you've learned at such an early age. But no, you never forget. He also says, as for why I simp for girls like this. Now listen to this, guys. This says everything. My senior year of high school, I had many good-looking gals after me. Being tall and in shape and being funny, I guess they all flocked to me. That's right. When you came back to high school after a few years being homeschooled, you lost all the weight. You were 6 feet tall. You were wrestling. You looked good. Yeah, you made a comeback. So girls liked you. Some of them were good girls too, but I didn't really mess with any of them because I wasn't into them for whatever reason. I did have the abundance mindset with them, but for some reason, when a particular girl like Katie comes into my life, I lost all reasoning and became a simp nice guy. Right, exactly. And I want to backtrack because I said in the video, I said to him, look, dude, here's the reality. I said in the video, I guarantee you there's some girls that liked you, but you weren't into them, and therefore you acted natural around them. You didn't treat them like you did the girls you really liked. And right here, he said he had an abundance mindset with the other ones because you weren't into them, because you didn't care. But when a girl you really like comes along, that goes out the door, and you turn into a super ass-kissing, simping nice guy. That's what most guys do. That's why so many times guys will say, the girls I like aren't interested in me, but the ones I don't like, they won't leave me alone. Right here. This is why over time, because you're obviously a relationship guy, you need to learn to treat the gals that you are into and like the ones you don't like. Now, easier said than done. That takes a lot of experience, and you'll get there. So this is why Katie tossed you to the side of the road, just like other ones that you really like, because of how you behaved around her. You know, change your behavior. End of story. And it'll take time. Well, I should say I used to do that, which her leaving me to basically get screwed at boot camp came along with going through boot camp, something my brain changed. I was rebuilt, as the military puts it. My tolerance for girls' bullshit went way down, so when girls now give me attitude or be sassy with me, I tell them bitches to shut up and stop yapping. That's right, bitches. Don't mess with this Marine. You don't need to talk tough here. We all respect you. We all like you, bro, but this is funny. You were right, SSM, in the last video when you said the reason I simp so hard for these particular gals is because after going through all the trauma growing up and just wanting a girl like me for me. Well, Katie leaving me out to dry along with boot camp got that emotional turmoil out of me. I suspected that's what happened, man. That's why you wanted those girls so badly, because you wanted someone to care about you and frankly love you, because you didn't get any of that during those years in middle school and you felt like such a loser. That's how you felt about yourself. You said yourself, you thought about offing yourself. And I'm glad, thank God, you filled out that questionnaire and your parents found out about that and they took action to help you and you got better. That's the real reason, in my opinion. And right there, I'm glad you can admit that and see that. Now, I really don't feel anything emotional for women anymore. That will be tested, my friend. You may not now. Give it time. I'm in San Diego right now, and many 9s and 10s approach me. I appreciate them hitting on me, but I really don't feel anything emotional, even with the girls at the church here, which are the girls that I look for. So, I guess you had your Marine Corps training out in California. Well, thank God you didn't have it in Paris Island. Oh, my brother-in-law, the Navy doctor, was stationed, and even though that's where even though he's in the Navy, that's where he was, and my sister sometimes would go to Paris Island. I guess they had, whatever it's called, that shop where you can get things discounted. My sister would go there in the summertime, and she'd feel so bad for those young guys out there in boot camp in July or August, whatever it was. Maybe, I guess it was August, in that North Carolina, South Carolina. I think it's South Carolina. I can't fucking remember. South of North Carolina, where Paris Island is. How hot and humid it was. But I'm glad if you had your training in California, much better. But anyhow, I'm getting off track here. If you got pretty girls checking you out, though the 9s and 10s aren't girlfriend material. They're hookups. Don't forget that. But yeah, you're a young Marine. I'm sure you're walking tall, feeling good. They're going to notice you. Yeah. The problem is any of those girls you like one of them. The problem is you start going back to your old ways, but hopefully you learn. You'll be tested. Trust me on this. I guess what you say about in your videos, when you push a guy too far, they eventually will have enough. Well, I'm at this point. I'm not saying I will never get married, but as for now, at least not for the next 10 years. As for dating, not much for the next 5 years because this lifestyle of being in the military is a breeding ground for hoes to cheat. I'll finish out my first contract and see if I'm really ready actually to date. Yeah, dude, don't even think about getting married for 10 years because you're about to turn 19. There's no rush. And also, you're in the military. Don't do it. And I know you know not to do this because in a moment he's going to mention he knows people that do this. And as for dating, whenever you're ready, but again, a lot of dating will lead to guys doing stupid things like getting engaged. You may say this now, but you may go a couple years and then meet some girl. Oh, I'm just going to date. And next thing you know, she turns out to be like a Katie. And you'll be tested, as I said, in terms of how you handle yourself. And you go back to your old ways and all falling in love with her. You may actually think, oh, she's different. And next thing you know, you're engaged in getting married in the military. Don't fucking do it. You got to be careful. As for marriage in the Marines, 12 of my boot camp / Marine buddies have gotten married in the last 3 months. Oh my God. Smacked all of them, although all those Marines would kill me. Yeah, right there. And I'm guessing they're probably all about 18, 19 years old. Why? Why are they getting married? They follow the same crap that so many others before, the crap in the movies and all that. So many guys in the comments section says something to the effect of like, if the Marines wanted you to have a wife, they'd issue you one, something like that. Well, don't be like them. It says, I think the oldest guy out of them is 21 years old. He says, yeah, I know, smack to them. And most of them haven't even dated their girl for even a year. They are fucking crazy. They probably want to get out of the barracks and get their own housing and all, but they're going to be hurt. It's crazy that these guys ain't even able to drink yet, but they're already putting rings on these girls that they barely know. Yeah, I mean, if you can't legally drink, be 21 legally drink, then you certainly shouldn't be getting married, for God's sakes. As for substance abuse, yeah, just like in the civilian world, it runs rampant here. Guys smoke, vape, drink, and yes, do all sorts of drugs, even in the Marines. Drugs are not allowed, so if caught, they will get into huge trouble, but hey, it's their life, not mine. I've never smoked, vaped, or done a drug in my life, and never will. Good, bro, you're not missing anything. But a good beer every now and then is not too bad. Enjoy that. Even though technically you're not... The way I see it, if you're 19 years old and you could be sent into harm's way, given that you're a Marine, you can damn well have a fucking beer. That stuff down the line will ruin your body, and I'd like to live a better quality of life than being addicted to cotton candy flavored vape shit or whatever it's called. As for drinking, I've drank in the past, but I'm not a drinker and will never drink for the foreseeable future. If you're not a drinker, you're not a drinker, you're not missing anything, but a good IPA, in my opinion, is pretty good every once in a while. But I think also you know that you spent a chunk of your childhood overweight. You don't want to go down that path again, so you know, to stay clean. I'm religious, so I don't have a desire to drink and hurt my body in the process. As for being religious, I'm a devout Christian, which makes me a virgin. Aha! I had a feeling you were. If that's your choice, that's okay. I'm choosing to wait till marriage, and I'll be honest, for most of my life, it wasn't my choice to be a virgin. I figured that. By the way, your Marine buddies are going to give you a whole lot of shit about that. Be prepared. No girl wanted me, which was obvious in the last post. However, now I have many girls to choose from, and I've had those options since senior year of high school, which is shocking that I fell for Katie like that. Well, because Katie, I gotta wonder if Katie was like some of those girls that picked on you and gave you shit in junior high, like not them, but like them. And the reason you went for her is like showing yourself that you can get these girls that rejected you back then. That's just a theory I have. Again, she pushed the buttons really well. Even with many girls to choose from, I still chose not to indulge in hookups or dating apps like Tinder. Well, you definitely, are well disciplined. Those are even more of a waste of time than dating. I know being a virgin puts me at a disadvantage because I might be easier for me to fall for a woman. But after Katie and boot camp rewiring my brain, I won't have that problem. As for my parents, my dad is my biggest hero, and my mom was the reason I joined the Marines. No shit. My dad was a masculine figure in my life and taught me almost everything about being a man, but also let me fail. Well, my question is, where was he during those years when you were, you gained a lot of weight and going through that tough time? But then again, I recall, I think you just told me you never told them. Like you buried it down deep because obviously you didn't want to feel like an ass and let your old man down. I don't know. Especially with the ladies, because he says, I'm like him, so I have to learn the hard way. Well, just because, we all tend to learn the best lessons the hard way, he's still going to give you some advice, whether you're going to listen to him or not. My mom loved me, but never coddled me, and also never lied to me. She never liked any of the girls that I fell for, and made that clear. Because they were probably like the ones that gave you shit in middle school. As for the food thing, the reason I ate so much when I was a kid is because it's how I coped. My parents used to have a lot of junk food in the house. I had a feeling. But after 8th grade, they got rid of it. Isn't that around the time you decided to start making that physical change? My parents are healthy now, and that reason my dad works out is because I started. He lost 50 pounds last year and is in good shape now. Man, that's awesome. Congratulations to your old man. His parents didn't take health very seriously, so now they are suffering. He did not want to be like that. My mom was always in good shape, but after 2 kids, she gained weight. However, she lost most of it and is healthy now. Wonderful. That's great, man. The biggest inspiration to join Recon for me was David Goggins. I read his book, Can't Hurt Me, and it inspired me to choose pain and doing things I hate. Today, as I write this, I swam 600 meters and treaded water for 40 minutes. Damn, dude. You're training for that special unit you want to join. I was never a good swimmer, so this was hard. I made it through and I'm glad I did it. The road will be long and hard, but eventually it will pay off. Thank you, SSM, for all that you do, and if Katie or any of those girls comes back, I'll give you an update then as well. Semper Fi, brother. Bro, that's awesome. And I like how you mentioned how you had your motivation to join the special, to, I guess, try to get in a special unit because, who's this guy? David Goggins and his book, Can't Hurt Me. Yeah, guys, going out of your comfort zone is the path towards having amazing things in life. Most people in this world are terrified to go out of their comfort zone, and that's why they live boring, mediocre lives. You have to go out of your comfort zone to evolve, to improve, and get where you want to be. A lot of the best things in my life, gentlemen, are because I made the choice to go out of my comfort zone, and I'm so glad I did. So I encourage all you guys to do the same thing. And it takes balls to do that. And remember, most people don't do that. So, young man, great job. I'm really rooting for you, and I hope to hear from you down the road. You don't have to write me tomorrow, but this was a good email because I wanted to give me some more info about what was going on in your situation. A lot of us want to know. We're all rooting for you. But down the road, let me know how you're doing. And I'll definitely get a laugh if you write me letting me know that Katie reached out to you. I'm willing to bet you probably when you go visit maybe your family next year over the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas, and if somehow you put on social media you're in town and it turns out that because she obviously went to the same, you're obviously in the same area where your families are from, I'm willing to bet you if it isn't working out with that guy, she's going to reach out to you. I'm willing to bet you, telling you now. Or during some point that you may be home visiting family, it will happen. And I certainly do believe that you're not going to give her the time of day, but you can get a good laugh by getting a text from her or something like that. And you'll have great pleasure pretty much telling her to fuck off. And she won't be the last. So, brother, good luck to you. I really wish you the best in achieving what you want to do. And if I don't ever hear from you again, your story, I promise you, will help somebody else. Somebody's going to watch that video. Even if there's one person somewhere in the world that had a story kind of like yours, a tough childhood, what they're going through right now, that will motivate them to push forward, to say, that guy did it, so can I. And so for that, I thank you, and it's worth the time to do it, all 42 minutes of it the other day. So, brother, best of luck. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you got a story, your own personal story to share about something you went through and you overcame, or just some crazy story about some chick that did you wrong and you got the last laugh, whatever. We like all that stuff. Send it over here. StrongSuccessfulMale@gmail.com. And if it works, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.